Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another week of the Mania 7 Key World Cup 2023. We're here to kick off the first few matches of the quarterfinals. I am Potassium F here casting with SurfChew85. How are you doing today?
Hello and good evening, everyone. Also, doing very well.
Yeah, you better be doing pretty well because we've got a few really exciting matches here. Of course, the first one being none other than Philippines versus Japan. Two teams showing in different ways a very exciting performance last week. Of course, anyone that watched the Japan match last week knows that this team came very clutch.
They had an extremely nerve-wracking route to that victory over Indonesia last weekend. Team Japan basically getting a reverse sweep. If you watch that entire match without really telling that much, some people would even think that Indonesia already had it in the bag, but Japan just had other ideas.
Yeah, 4-1 down, Japan was, managing to bring it back all the way 4-5, winning 4 points in a row. All of those points were very, very close as well. On the other hand, though, Philippines, of course, seed number 2 coming into this tournament, had another really strong showing last week. Actually, looking at some stats, there are some pretty scary stats for the Philippines. Having a look at it, they played 5 maps. 4 out of those 5 maps, they scored number 1 in the team rankings, and they're the only team in the round of 16 to score not a single combo break. They got 10 FCs out of 10 in the round of 16.
Yup, the team from the Philippines just showing that they're a team on a mission. I mean, everybody knew what happened last year after Japan won't make that easy for them.
Yeah, so here we are going to be getting straight into it, of course. The good thing for Japan is that no matter who they're facing, even if it's a team as strong as Philippines, they have a very singular plan for each match. They will always ban LN against any team. They will always pick Rice against any team. That's the kind of team that they have this year. So of course here they are going to be banning LN1. This is the more coordination heavy LN pick, the one that they're probably least comfortable with. Makes the most sense here. Philippines probably going to be banning, you would expect, maybe one of the Rice picks, the one that's most in Japan's comfort zone. But then again, Philippines are the one that get to pick whatever they want, but get to ban whatever they want, because they are, in theory, on paper, the stronger team here. So if there is any of the hybrids perhaps that they might not be fully consistent on, that might be an option as well. And we're getting their ban in. It is going to be one of the Rise picks here, For No Reason is going to be the ban coming out here. This one is the denser chord stream pick. So Japan, actually, very good ban against Japan, I would say. Japan would be much more comfortable with a denser chord stream pick that they can hack very well, of course.
Okay.
First.
Two of the players like very known to basically play on Beatmania controllers. So they're not on your usual keyboard layout, like for example STM Spacebar JKL. They are using basically what you'd see in an arcade cabinet. So, and bracket heavy, chord stream heavy charts do favor, like some charts of those do favor that kind of play style.
Yeah, I actually just cannot imagine playing a lot of these maps on a Beatmania controller. That just kind of seems absurd, especially the LN maps in particular. And it looks like Philippines is actually going to go for one of these hybrids to start it off.
You know, Hazama, the longest longest non-tiebreaker pick in the entire pool. One of the more straightforward charts as well. And as far as I know, this is one of like the sequel to one of Silent Room's songs, as mentioned by Toph last time during the Map Pool Showcase. Though I forgot that specific detail.
Yeah, so here we are, the teams being formed here for both of them. Kura, of course, we expect to see in pretty much every one of the maps for the Philippines. Arona being the LN specialist on the Philippines as well. And Japan, My Angel Koishi being one of their kind of staple players, and of course Rain Lily, who's been putting up some pretty fantastic accuracy in the Rice picks in particular. So here we go, the very first map here. Very, very long map as well, almost 4 minutes long. Longer than anything we saw last week. And that means that individual misses probably not going to completely decide the match. This accuracy from both the players is going to matter even more than usual. When right out the gates on these LNs, Rain Lily finding an early break. Doesn't drop a huge amount of accuracy, still in this 99% range, and it is before the 400 combo mark. So it's not going to matter as much as a miss right now from any of the players.
But then we are about to enter the more denser chord streamy kind of section, kind of like Primatrix from the round of 16 pools. Albeit they're obviously long notes, and it does appear the Philippines side is carrying a bit more of that accuracy over both of the Japanese players. But that miss from Rain Lily not really affecting the scores that much.
Actually, in terms of accuracy, Japan are catching up very quickly. Arona did drop quite a lot in accuracy now, and Rain Lily is already at a 90... Oh, no, never mind. Missed. But still very high accuracy. That's a clean miss, but it is a miss nonetheless, so that's 2 misses for Japan's side versus the 2 full combos from the Philippines.
As long as the Filipino players hold on to those full combos, especially with Rain Lily still getting a 3rd miss on this chart, a 4th one. That's now that lead is starting to widen a bit.
And Rain Lily's AC is still really good, but just struggling to hold the combo on some of these LN patterns, I think it is in particular.
No one, like My Angel Koishi is carrying a very nice performance at 99.57. Like basically on par with Arona's accuracy. Like basically both of the players is still relatively unfazed by these patterns. Rain Lily getting yet another drop, and there's still quite a lot of chart remaining. There's still a 3rd, so there is still some chance for Team Japan to catch up. But they kind of have to hope that the Filipino players have to start dropping some notes.
And that's the big question. Will Philippines miss? Are Philippines even capable of missing at this point? There's still quite a lot of the map left, as you say. Rain Lily finding another miss, though, right before the break section here.
We have to note, as you mentioned before the match even started, the Philippines have not yet committed any combo breaks for the past 5 charts they already played, and it might be 6 if this continues. A rehash of the intro. No one really phased. It's super easy to miss on these kinds of patterns.
Yeah, we're getting to the outro already now. Even if there is a miss at this point from the Philippines, it's not going to matter that much. There have been quite a few misses from Rain Lily coming in, and also this accuracy advantage overall for the Philippines is still holding strong.
The Philippines just trying to take home this point. Rain Lily holding on to that combo very well now. Like these LNs are a bit more trilly, so it might be a bit easier for them to hold combo of some sorts, but that's not going to be enough as Philippines take their first point on the board.
And actually really impressive overall being 3 full combos. Both of the Philippines players and also My Angel Koishi holding some extremely strong scores. But just a little bit of lack of comfort from Rain Lily, actually still holding a really good accuracy themselves, but just not being able to hold the combo really cost them.
It'll be Team Japan's turn to pick a map to play in this match. And
yeah,
I think the expectations would be, as you mentioned, a rice pick from Team Japan.
Yeah, it would have to be a Rice pick you would expect, and it looks like it's going to be Fuzzy Novel, the evening map here.
Yep, the mixed rice, sort of wacky kind of a chart. Obviously not as wacky as Rice 6, our technical pick for this pool, but still wacky enough.
And this one is now the really important point for Japan to see if they can take one off of the Philippines here. Of course, that first map, it was Philippines' own pick, so it's not the end of the world yet for Japan. But here we go, we've got
We'll be going in for Arona.
Yeah, player switch. This one is to be expected. Philippines have that really deep roster of 4 players, and Boji being the Rice specialist on this team absolutely makes sense that he would be switching in here.
Well, I mean, we've seen Kura and Boji being a very solid Rice duo over the past matches, even stretching back to the previous World Cup. And they're going to try to continue that streak. Obviously, that 4th player, we still haven't really seen them in any of the matches except for the last match where they did the roll for TPH and got to 99 or something like that. But anyways, here we go with Fuzzy Novel.
Let's see how this one plays out. A much shorter map overall, just under 2 minutes. So if Japan manages to hold the combo through this, and if we see a choke from Philippines, definitely could be possible here.
Obviously, in the beginning, like, accuracies will be pretty much on par, and as we are seeing Team Japan kind of getting the early advantage here, as we've mentioned, Japan's Rice ability is one of the strongest, I'd say, at least for like the earlier stages in this tournament. But obviously, Team Philippines has something to say about it.
Yeah, actually, Kura and Boji both dropping a little bit of accuracy. Nothing too major though, still 99.7 for both of them. But right now, Rain Lily is the difference maker. 99.84 still holding. But as My Angel Koishi drops a few 200s, it's actually giving the lead back to Philippines.
But still full combos on every single player in this team, so there's still an Oh,
I think that's a real miss from Boji.
That might be.
Is it? Oh, maybe. Hard to tell with that well-timed freeze from Client there, but if that's a real miss, this is a definite advantage for Team Japan now. As I said, this is a short map, so all misses count.
Well, it's a very easy portion in the chart to choke on. Basically, the entire chart is super easy to choke on. My Angel, Koishi, and Ray Lily still carrying their full combo score. The only full combo left on the Philippines side. And oh my goodness, Ray Lily with that 99.83. Very strong showing from them.
Yeah, this is insane accuracy. My Angel Koishi actually... Yeah, that's going to trade the misses back, but the accuracy, look at My Angel Koishi and Boji. They both have 1 miss, they both have the same accuracy, so all the difference is Rain Lily right now. Dropping a few 200s there, but still a little bit above Kura. And I think the lead is currently in Japan's favor just by a little bit.
Is there going to be enough time for... Is there going to be enough time? Rain Lily getting missed at the end! Ooh, that's brutal.
The very last pattern it could have possibly happened. And Rain Lily drops the combo.
Kura with only 1 200, but Ray Lily, oh my gosh, holding on very well, except for that one singular choke on that ending pattern, changing what could have been a possible first point for Team Japan.
That was so close to being won by Japan, just a couple of unfortunate misses at the very end. And even after that, losing by only 6,000 points, that is heartbreaking there. So 2 points now for Philippines, the first 2 points of the match, and now it's Philippines' own pick. They have more choices, it feels like, than Japan does in the map pool. All of these LN picks are still up.
If there's anything though, I guess like the most like the possibly riskiest of the LN picks might be dive to LN3, but it does appear that it does appear they're going to pick LN3. Yeah, dive with you. I'd say it's the riskiest because it's the most chord streamy of all of the LN picks, but obviously it's LNs. Also, Arona going in for Boji, so it does appear that we'll be seeing one of the stronger LN teams again. Team Japan maintaining their same pairing since the start of the match.
Yeah, not switching in any of their players, but we'll see how that ends up treating them. Of course, My Angel Koishi I would expect to be playing in most of these. I guess it really does come down to kind of the level of comfort that we see Rain Lily have, because they have been struggling a little bit with the combo in some of the LN maps.
The thing about the Shuno Hazama from earlier, it's a bit more brackety. Like the chord streams in that chart are a bit more brackety of some sort, but like it's like chords where they're basically close together, and for a lot of people those are comfier to hit. This chart is a bit different since the LN chord streams here are more on the starey variety. So a lot of people also say that at least the motions should be practically the same. So we'll have to see if Rain Lily is a bit more comfortable in these kinds of LN chord streams.
Yeah, let's see. Very calm start here. Oh, but actually a little bit of accuracy difficulty from both of the Japanese players right off the bat, down to the low 99s. Both of the Philippines players
about
right
to
now.
enter the first chorus.
Here we go. This accolade just from the intro is so massive. Yeah, so far everyone seems fairly comfortable with this part. Actually, the Japanese players both raising their accuracies up.
Arona dropping a bit to a 99.5, but still very stable right there. Kora at carrying that 99.74. So accuracy advantage is still with the Philippine side, especially with everyone still holding full combos. And this is one of the shorter picks in the pool as well, so you can't really afford committing any mistakes. And there you go, first one from Rain Lily.
Thankfully, that was a clean miss. It's still 99.4, but oh, that's another miss.
And Koishi follows up. Rain Lily also triple miss. Oh my goodness, Rain Lily kind of struggling with that transition.
Yeah, really struggled to get the hang of that stream right there with the LNs, and now it's all kind of falling apart. This is now a massive lead.
Very massive lead indeed. My Angel Koishi not helping their cause there with that miss. But we have to note, like, these scores we're seeing are still super impressive. Like, similar to what we've seen on the Russia match last week for the Philippines. Like, Japan is like one of the titans of the game, but like, how do you beat a team that just carries like super impressive act?
Yeah, I mean, 99% on a map like this is crazy, but even crazier is just, I mean, what is this? Like, 991984 double FC from Philippines. You can't really do much. That's the kind of team that Japan is facing right now. And unfortunately for Japan, that means that Philippines is taking that 3-0 lead in this match.
Now that I notice it, might be the BM controller layout not really being the most conducive for this kind of chart.
Yeah, I can't imagine BMS controller is the best for LNs in particular. I'm not really sure how that would work. But of course, Rain Lily finds a way.
Yeah, I mean, haven't we seen like Rain Lily, or was it a different player from the Japanese team like post a almost passing Stellium with a BM controller?
Yeah, I think that was
like
Rain Lily just recently, yeah.
A few days before round of 16.
But here we go, Japan get another pick. They're going to go with Reincarnation, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the Core Jack pick, is it not?
It is the Core Jack pick, and I'd say one of the most dangerous picks Japan could probably take against the Philippines, but Core Jack picks are kind of fair game in a way. Especially for charts that spread out as this, like it's easy to choke either way. Like not much anchor action. Like the most anchored jacks were like 3 notes long. But then you see the Philippines here, like their accuracy even on just the core streamy picks have been super impeccable. More on the Core Jack pick.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this one goes down, because Core Jack is one of those weird categories where it is a kind of a matter of comfort in a way. And if Japan is picking this, it kind of gives away that they are definitely comfortable with this. I can only imagine that Philippines is comfortable with this. And what happens is, if all 4 players are very comfortable being able to play the Core Jacks, then this is going to come down to ratio. And I am very scared because I expect to see some pretty ridiculous ratios from some of these players.
Boji going in for Arona as expected in the Rice pick. Boji also carrying the hidden mod, but I think like those who are very familiar with Mania personalities, Boji is known to be a hidden player for 7k. So nothing really out of the ordinary there. But then as we see Team Japan carrying that early accuracy, but it's a matter of whether they could hold on to that advantage later on in the chart.
Yeah, Kura a little bit behind the other players, but behind being 99.85 doesn't really mean a whole lot. We are still fairly early into the chart, a third of the way through, but Japan's accuracy is monstrous right now, 99.93, 99.92. The Philippines are catching up.
Strong accuracies indeed.
Kura's recovered now, 99.88. Boji not far behind at all.
There's a massive drop from Rain Lily. Rain Lily dropping to below 99.9. So that gives the Philippines some opportunity to catch up, and the scores are flickering.
That was a couple 200s from Rain Lily, and yeah, that was the highest accuracy for Japan as well. Now My Angel Koishi actually dropping down below 99.9, while both of the Philippines players have been steadily improving. Boji now the highest in the lobby, but My Angel Koishi finds a miss.
My Angel Koishi now getting the first drop.
And you can't afford a miss on a pick like this against a team like the Philippines.
The coin has flipped to the Philippines side. And as I mentioned earlier, like Japan can hold on very well, at least early on, but they have to make sure that they can maintain that form as the chart goes on, because you cannot commit any mistakes. You cannot commit any mistake at all, especially if you're facing Team Philippines. There you go, fourth point on the board.
75 with 50 actually from Rain Lily. And looking at these ratios, oh my god, if that miss didn't happen, I think looking at these ratios, this would have actually been a Japan win. My Angel Koishi did have a better accuracy overall than Boji, and Rain Lily with higher accuracy than Kura. Very unfortunate singular miss there in the halfway point of that map, but it does mean that Philippines manages to score a second breakpoint just barely.
Philippines advantage as well as they get their next pick, and they're going to try to make sure to get to that match point as soon as they could. Like, they still have pretty much like a lot of options left. Like, I'd say maybe like the LN4 Major Violet might be their safest pick considering how they performed in LN3.
And I think
maybe even Hybrid 3.
There's a very scary situation for Japan right now, and that's that Philippines are 2 points away from winning. There are still 2 LN picks up. if I'm doing my maths correctly, that means that Japan has to win one of the LN picks at the very least if they want any chance at coming back in this match. And of course, Philippines are going to go for these LNs.
Like, my main concern as well is that the hybrid picks aren't exactly the friendliest as well if you're just leaning towards Rice. So it does appear that we'll be seeing the first substitution from the Japanese side. We'll be seeing Lulu M coming in for Rain Lily.
Yeah, first substitute we're seeing here. One of the LN players for Japan. Lulu M has been subbing in for some of these LN maps so far.
Waiting for what's going to happen, when they're going to start. While we're at it, while we're waiting, I think we should tell that the Mania 7K World Cup 2023 player support team support banners are up. Like, you can buy them off the OSU store. Like, please, like, if you want to show your support to the teams, please do.
Yeah, absolutely. Go to that OSU store, buy a banner for your OSU profile, right? For any of the 16 teams that are in the tournament right now, if you want to show your support for the team that you support. So make sure you go check them out. They do look really sick.
It's appear that everybody is just greeting each other in the chat. But yeah, about this pick, like, this is the mixed LN pick, so we're going to see pretty much a little bit of everything in this chart. I'd say this is actually one of the easier LN picks to deal with in the pool, but like, there's a little bit of technicality in this chart. Might trip up any of these players. Also, as you notice, Arona will be going in for Boji, as we've seen in the previous LN hybrid picks.
Yeah, Arona has been really consistent on these LN maps, so definitely a good idea for them to keep subbing in for these.
If the strategy works, they might as well stick with it. But anyways, here we go. Kura with a characteristic drop there.
That was a really early one. Gives actually not even the lead. The accuracy from Arona alone is actually keeping Philippines in the lead despite the early combo drop. And there's Lulu M finding first couple of misses for Team Japan. And this accuracy is not very comfortable right now for Japan.
Both below 99%. If my eyes are not failing me, Koichi just getting back to 99%. Arona consistent with that 99.63. Kura not really faced with those early drops. And the Philippines are kind of like starting to stretch that lead just a tad bit more. Lulu trying to get that accuracy up to 99% as much as they could, but like, they're just hovering around that 98.7 level. Angel Koichi at that 99.1 level. Yeah, we have to note Arona and Angel Koichi are the only ones with full combos left in this. Well, Arona's the only one left with the full combo. Forget that I said that.
Yeah, unfortunate double miss there for Japan. We're halfway through the map, but this score lead is just getting bigger and bigger. And that early miss from Kura doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. Already up to 99.5, the highest accuracy in the lobby.
Like, Arona kind of dropping their accuracy just a tad bit, but still holding on to that very consistent combo. Kura as well, like, basically on par accuracy in between both Filipino players. Maya Koichi and Lulu not like just showing just a tad bit more cracks in these LN picks, and like these like, correct me if I'm wrong, they're called 16-bit patterns. Like, they're not really helping. They're not really the most comfortable for Lulu as it appears.
Yeah, they do seem to be absolutely brutal. Actually, Kura finding another break here for Team Philippines, but a singular break, it's not going to do much. Well, there's a second one, but still not going to do too much to this score lead right now. It's growing so large. And we're already towards the end of the map.
Yeah, kind of uncharacteristic browser from Kura, but like at least for this round, like you're kind of have to start expecting like a few like a miss or two here every now and then. So kind of normal, but like ooh, Arona dropping their full combo. I was about to mention something like maintaining that in the end, but it doesn't matter. Team Philippines will be at match point, and it was a long note break as well. So no misses actually.
But unfortunately, can't really call it the full combo at the very, very end of the map. That's unfortunate. But inconsequential to the map at the very least. So those misses aren't going to mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of the match. But now it is 5-0. Japan, they're going to have to pull it off again. But this time, I think it might be a bit too hard for them. We'll see. Has to start from right now, and they do have one more pick that they can definitely go for. Any of the Rice maps, 3 left that are still up.
I'm actually kind of wondering what's their best pick. Maybe Aratana Riketsui. Like it's the chord stream. Like it's the other chord stream pick. It might be their best bet probably. Like, I'm not sure how Gifts of Phila and Melan will be playing, at least for them. And there you go, Aratana Riketsui getting picked by Team Japan. The other, basically the most straightforward of the remaining picks in the Rice picks in the pool.
Yeah, so Japan definitely trying to leverage their accuracy in the Rice. And to be fair, it really has been going well for them in the accuracy department at the very least. They have definitely put up accuracies that are even with or even beat Philippines in these Rice picks, but it's really just come down to these misses. So in this map right now, Japan really just cannot afford any more of these misses. They just have to hold their combos, try for a double full combo if they can, and that might be enough to be able to win a map right now off of the Philippines.
Yep, but eventually they have to start getting a few breakpoints off as well. But at least like getting some of that momentum on their side will be helping them. But first they have to focus on this. Here we go with these initial chord streams, and we've been seeing this basically basically on all of the Rice picks. Team Japan kind of getting a slight advantage, at least on the accuracy end. Though it does appear that Team Philippines is a bit closer this time around. They're making the score gap flicker in between these two teams.
These are some insane accuracies. This is like 99.9 for 3 players right now. Boji 99.88. This is tense. This is 1/200 difference between these two teams. Not even a few 300s could do it right now. And actually, my Angel Koishi does drop down to 99.85.
Still an extremely high accuracy. Any mistake from any of these players can prove the difference between getting the point or not.
Rain Lily drops a couple 200s as well.
That stretches the lead of Team Philippines by just a tad bit, but still Japan within striking distance. But this is a very short pick, only 2 minutes. So if you're hoping for Team Philippines to drop, you kind of have to invoke that hope now.
It feels like just with these picks, Philippines, their accuracy just goes up and up as the map goes on. Oh, there's a few 200s.
Few 200.
That's dangerous.
Characteristic there. But still, one of the higher the second highest accuracy between these four players.
Oh, but actually now this is really close. All 4 players at 99.8 now. Boji is the only one with any significant accuracy difference, 99.86. And it's so close, a couple 200s.
Japan. But this is the end of the chart.
Oh,
and Team Philippines getting their 6 point.
1,300. We have 4 full combos. And look at these ratios. Wait, they're identical.
Oh, they're super similar. They're similar.
Boji and Rain Lily, basically the same. My Angel, Koishi, and Kura with, I mean, these 4 scores are ridiculous.
That is ridiculous, yeah.
But in the end, it does go to Philippines. That is a 6-0 sweep, but Japan put up such a fight there. This could have, in another world, you can imagine this is 3-3 right now.
Yep, definitely. Japan showing that form that they have, the form we've seen from them on the match against Indonesia last weekend. Unfortunately, though, they'll be relegated to the losers bracket, but whatever team will be facing them will have one heck of a task. But congratulations to Team Philippines for advancing to the winners bracket semi-finals, getting to that stage where kind of have to think there might be a chance for a podium, who knows?
Well, we'll have to see. But that will be the end of the very first match we're seeing. Of course, Japan is still in this. Japan have the losers bracket. That was a winners bracket match. So Japan are going to be sent down to the losers, and I'm sure there's a pretty insane matchup set up there for next week. But for now, next match, we're going to have 2 more matches in this block. The next one is going to be the first losers bracket we're seeing. So the first team that will be eliminated will be decided right here between the Russian Federation and Indonesia. So make sure you stick around for this one in about 23 minutes.
Hello and welcome back to the Osimania 7K World Cup 2023. I am one of your commentators, Sergio85, and alongside with me in the booth is Potassium F.
Yep, we are back here for another match. This time, though, very different stakes here. This is going to be the first losers bracket match that we see in the whole tournament. Russian Federation versus Indonesia. Now, Indonesia, actually, one of the teams that was expected, in terms of seeding at least, to win their match last week. So they're the ones that got upset by Japan, narrowly losing that match. But that does mean that theoretically, in terms of seeding, Indonesia are the strongest team in the losers bracket. So this is going to be a challenge right here to see how Russian Federation fares against such a strong team in this map pool.
The team from Russia obviously also have some formidable players in their roster as well, like Mage, and their other three players also very respectable. You also have Kitty Cat and other 2-digit globally ranked players. So they're not exactly pushovers. The reason they're in this situation in the losers bracket, like they had a not so pleasant opponent in the round of 16. Like if you're a team in the lower end of the bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having to face, I believe it was Philippines, was it last week?
Yep.
And yeah, we just saw how strong Philippines are. So, I mean, understandably. And really, this only being a 16-team bracket, there is not a single team in this entire tournament after qualifiers that you can say is weak in any way.
There's a lot of respectable players in the entire roster. You could probably make a super team out of any combination of players, like from any random team here that is left in the bracket stage, which is saying something about the quality of the players that we've seen in this World Cup.
Now here we have a little bit of an interesting situation with the picks and bans, because I do believe both teams, not a massive amount of, kind of strengths or weaknesses. There's nothing that sticks out as a particular weakness for either team, looking at the scores that they've both gotten so far last week and in the qualifiers. So it will really come down to the comfort of the players, because, I mean, Russia, of course, they've got all 4 players actually playing quite a lot for them. They've been able to switch out their players between the Rice and the LN maps. Indonesia as well, having quite a strong roster overall, so both teams should be able to do pretty decently on all these maps. It really just does come down to what they're least comfortable with, you would say, and it looks like Indonesia is going to be banning Gypsophila. Russian Federation going to be banning Major Violet.
So we might be seeing similar to the previous match, like basically a split, like one team going to be leaning towards the noodly side of the pool, and then the other will be going for the Rice. So from how the pool has been set up after the bans, does mean that Indonesia might be the team that is going for that long note hybrid side of the pool, and Team Russia will be gunning for the Rice.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't seem like it would be the case.
But then both teams do have players capable of playing the other, so there might be some. So the match obviously won't be as straightforward as just that. And we now will be seeing our first pick, which will be.
You're gonna see the hybrid once again as the first pick.
Shuno Hazama will be our first pick.
An interesting map that so far both the matches we've seen have had a hybrid being, well, the same hybrid being picked first. Usually the hybrids are something that don't particularly favor either team that strongly, so you would expect to more see them towards the end of matches, but we have seen this being the first pick of 2 different teams so far.
Yep. I mean, like Shuno Hazama isn't really the hardest hybrid pick between these three. Like I'd argue this is like one of the easier hybrid picks. Like, I mean, we've seen it from the previous match. Like, if you're more of an LN team, like this is probably the safest way to measure like how good are they at Rice. Like, are we like would it be safe to maybe change things up like in case that like they're not that good at Rice, so we could just go ham and maybe gun for that as well. Like it's a pretty interesting dynamic, so to speak.
Yeah, it does become really hard to wait. Are we on the? Is this the map that was picked? Did I bait myself into thinking they were picking hybrid? No, it is hybrid. Okay,
It is on. Yeah.
Yep. It was just the wrong map being shown in the corner there. But nah, here it is. It's definitely the hybrid being played. Yep. Yeah, it does become very interesting when we have teams that are well-rounded.
So, like, just about these players on Tabikasi, I think that's like one of like a very familiar name to a lot of people. Also, the same goes for Mage, Imabuka, super respectable player as well. Like, they have shown like decent form in the Philippines match, and of course there's Race, the other Indonesian player in like the quartet we're seeing here on stream. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm so excited to see how both of these teams are going to be performing, especially that they're fighting for their lives already in this tournament this early on. Like this is the second week of the tournament still.
Yeah, really high stakes. But you can't afford to lose here for either team. And as you said, these rosters are very strong for both of them. Tabikasi Rays have been playing most of the maps actually that we've seen so far for Indonesia. And of course, Mage playing a lot of these LN maps. And Timebuka, I believe, is been playing most of the Rice picks. So Russia definitely have this kind of roster that they can switch in and out different players depending on the individual hybrid.
Yeah, I think we're just seeing some stuff like making sure everything is ready for this first pick. We'll be starting in a few. And here we go.
Okay, we'll see just how comfortable Indonesia is on this one to be picking it first in the match.
Obviously, with these early Rice patterns, you'd expect like Russia having a bit of a higher accuracy. On Tabikasi, actually, just to note, 94 below S start.
That was a miss on one of the very first notes there for Tabikasi, so very shaky start. But that being said, it is a 4-minute long map just about, so the accuracy is what's going to be a little bit more important than a miss as early as that one. And if Tabikasi manages to bring up that accuracy, has a long time to do it, there is still the potential. But here, Timabuka from Russia is going to find the first kind of considerable miss here from either of the teams.
And Indonesia will be getting the lead immediately, especially with Mage now following up on that miss from Buka. Raze with carrying that 99.4, actually similar accuracies between Buka and Raze. Mage also carrying similar accuracies, just the combo advantage from Indonesia actually being the one that keeping them in the lead. Yeah,
they're all the same. 99.4. Actually, if anything, Russia is the one with a slightly higher accuracy right now, but definitely with 2 misses there, just the one really early one from Indonesia. It's going to mean that Indonesia's ahead by just a little bit.
Indonesia cannot afford getting a single miss though, because Russia is just within striking distance, even though the score gap graphic there is showing some considerable lead already from Indonesia. But again, you have to see those accuracies super similar. Tabikasi just pulling a bit ahead with that 99.5.
It is still just about one miss difference, I would say. Maybe Indonesia would still have a very slight advantage after one miss, but not really anything to write home about just yet. And of course, we are only halfway through. This is a long map.
And like the patterns do get a bit rough in this start as Ray's getting a combo break. So no more full combos left in this lobby. But considering Ontabikazi's very sizable combo and act, like Indonesia will still be maintaining that lead. Ray's getting yet another drop before even reaching the 400 combo cap, so that might be helping Russia just a tad bit.
But time from
accuracy,
Russia, the accuracy's dipped quite a bit down to 99.1, and that's keeping the lead in Indonesia's side. Oh, 3 people missing there. And Ray's follows up. That's a full wipe for the entire scoreboard. We can just ignore all those, basically. They all trade each other. But at the end of the day, it is Indonesia with this accuracy lead. Mage with an unfortunate second. Oh, hang on a second.
Following up as well on that. On those staccato ends, like that this is a coordination section where like super easy to drop. So that does mean that Indonesia will be falling just a tad bit ahead. Going into the final section, like the final stream in this chart, Mage getting yet another drop in these Alan chords. And I think that might be Indonesia picking up their first point in this match. Well, just a bit more.
Definitely looking likely. Yeah. Ooh, all players are missing left and right now, but it is that accuracy advantage. That's the important factor right now. Both teams have missed a fair amount, but the accuracy is something that's much harder for Russia to come back from, as Mage and Timebook are both of them dropping down in the second half, but Ontabikasi and Ray's managing to hold on these acts for much longer. Ontabikasi 99.4 at the end of that, despite 10 misses. Hang on, that would have been a single section that where most of those dropped. I don't think there were that many individual combo breaks.
Yeah, it's just that intro section practically. Like maybe like a miss or two from the rest of the chart. But yeah, that's a very impressive score, especially coming off a pretty rough start. But yeah, now it's going to be the Russian Federation team's turn to pick this time around, hoping to get their first point on the board as well.
Yeah, that was of course Indonesia's pick, so no harm done just yet. Of course, the first pick is something that you would expect the team to be most comfortable with. So now, of course, it is Russia's time. It is going to be Rice 2 for no reason is going to be the pick here. Another map, well, the first map that we haven't seen. Actually, I believe it was banned, was it, in the previous match?
Yeah, it was banned by PH against Japan, basing an R earlier. And this is, again, like the denser chord stream pick, so we're going to see a bit more brackets over Aratana Riketsui, the other chord stream pick. The other one is a bit more on the lighter side, basically just double stairs pretty much the entire chart. So a bit Russia trying to push like a bit more physicality into this match, maybe seeing if one of these Indonesian players are capable of playing these brackets, hopefully getting their first point, hopefully Russia getting their first point as well.
Yeah, that would be the goal here. And they have been quite solid on the Rice pick so far, so something that's probably within kind of their relative comfort zone out of this map pool.
Guys, while we're waiting for everything to continue, again, we're reminding everyone, the Osmania 7K World Cup 2023 team support banners are up on the OSU store. If you want to show which team you are supporting in this World Cup, please purchase those banners. Obviously, like the proceeds will also be, helping out on the prize pool.
Yeah, absolutely. So go check those out. Oh yeah, for sure. They will spice up your profile pretty nicely. Looks like we're seeing a swap for Russia. Karay's coming in instead of Mage. But Indonesia's looking like they're going to keep the same two players here.
It does appear everything is good to go, so we'll be seeing the second map of this match for no reason. Also, we have to note this is OD 8.5, so there's some accuracy factor here. So have to be super careful here. We're going to see Ontobikasi on the mirror mod. Karei carrying the no fail mod. Just for the information, everyone, no fail does not have any score penalties on score V2.
Yep, so, I mean, not a huge amount of reason not to bring it.
Yep.
But that said, you know, if you are failing a map in Mania, it probably means that your score is not going to beat most other teams, to be fair. But either way, we're getting into this one. As you said, OD 8.5, very high, so it is very hard to maintain any kind of good accuracy on this.
Like, the other thing about this start as well, the introduction is like there are some sections that are quite heavy for a single hand, and then it would switch to the other, and then basically go back and forth, and then going full on just playing all bracket streams. And it does appear that Team Indonesia will be carrying the better of the accuracies between these two teams. Both carrying Ontobikasi with a 99.85. My eyes are not failing, raised with a 99.6. Both Russian players carrying accuracies just above 99.1. In the mid 99.1.
Yeah, still 299s on the Russian side with the FCs as well. Holding up very strong, but Ontobikasi 99.8 still is holding on to this monstrous accuracy.
That is monsters indeed, as we see just a single 100 if my eyes don't fail me again. But dropping them just a tad bit, but like that lead, like it doesn't really matter until it won't really matter as it stands.
Yeah, all things considered, this is a fairly large accuracy lead, and Karei's actually finding a miss, the first miss of this map. And that's going to put Indonesia even further in the lead right now. They're going to have to hope and pray that Indonesia collapse sometime in the end of this map, but we're so close already. Indonesia just has to hold on for a little bit longer.
Just an eighth of the chart remaining. Just a short break right there, and then we'll be going back on these chord streams yet again. And Indonesia still continuing to pull ahead until the end of this chart, just taking it home. And there you go, Team Indonesia will be getting their second point on the board.
Yeah, 3 full combos here onto Bikasi with the ratio difference, 272. Far in front of everyone else in the lobby in that regard, managing to get that 991k. Along with the double FC from Indonesia. That's going to earn them the first breakpoint of the match.
So we might be seeing one of the Olympics again from Indonesia. Probably now going for more of the Olympics here for Indonesia, probably. And there you go. We'll be seeing the Thai video LN3. The density LN pick of this pool.
Yeah, seeing the density one once again here. We'll see how this turns out for both teams. Of course, Indonesia is definitely a very strong LN team, so it makes sense for them to pick it. But Russia do have their LN players of their own.
LN density picks have proven being like practically the most popular of like the LN pick categories in general, like over the past tournaments. I mean, to be fair, it's like the most straightforward of them all. Like, not much shenanigans on finger independence or release timings. Like,
Yeah,
it is
they
just
tend to
full
be-
on physicality.
Yeah, the most comfortable, you would say, right? Requiring the less like technical skill. You can, I mean, sometimes you can play them kind of like Rice maps, but a little bit hard to do that in cases like this.
You still have to maintain the accuracy right there.
You know, comparing them to maps in the coordination category, definitely much trickier to try and play consistently those coordination picks. So makes sense why teams would opt to go for something they feel a little bit more comfortable with.
There is some matter of risk here. I mean, again, as you did mention, like you can play this something like Rice. So it might be possible that maybe Russia would have gotten a few runs on this chart as well. Like maybe hoping that they could score a point off of their opponents.
Yeah, that is always fair thing to consider, right? You know, if it is more comfortable for you, maybe it is also more comfortable for your opponent. Have to see here. Mage swapping in once again for Russia.
No substitutions from the Indonesian side. Russian player substitution does make sense. Buka kind of leaning more towards the rice E part of the pool. Mage going in for the LNs alongside Karays, which is a very strong pairing here. But like similar accuracies between these two teams in the intro of this chart. Otto Bikasi actually carrying 99.85 race, getting the first drop, but like scores are still fairly close.
It's fairly close, but that was a pretty big accuracy drop. Kind of tying with Karay's right now, Raze is. But yeah, it is the accuracy lead overall for Indonesia despite that drop. But oh, there's another drop from Raze.
Another drop.
Now that's going to cement a little bit of a lead for Russia right now, but we are still in the first half. There's still a lot of map to be played out. It's not a big lead, especially if Karay's misses right there.
Like the second half of this chart leans more towards like the density just becomes a bit harder. Like there's a bit more interlaced rice notes there. Mage getting a drop before even that drop hit. Before that B drop hits. So Indonesia will be grabbing the lead and will be stretching that, especially with Mage getting a few more drops.
Yeah, a lot of players struggling to maintain their comfort on density like this, but one player that is unaffected completely is Onto Bikasi right now. Karay's finding another drop. Onto Bikasi still the only full combo with 99.7. I'm trying my best to curse.
Well, hopefully no curses there because we're seeing a very impressive score there from Onto Bikasi. Raze and Karay's getting a mistrade.
Mistrades aren't going to do anything right now. Mage has recovered the combo really well towards the end. Very strong accuracies across the board, but it's just the slight differences, mostly with Onto Bikasi getting a really impressive full combo, the only one of that map. And oh my, like look at the accuracy, like the ratio from Onto Bikasi, just this level of comfort with these LNs.
Oh my gosh, only 11,200s. That is super impressive there from Onto Bikasi. Now Toby team rushes turn to pick, and hopefully like the more they let Indonesia take points, the lesser a chance of them even surviving and maybe putting up more of a fight.
We'll have to see. This is an important pick here for Russia. And oh, actually, they're going for hybrid. It's not going to be the rice pool that they're going for.
This is interesting. I mean, like, okay, this is definitely like the whack hybrid. I mean, this is more like colors from the last pool. A very short pick, like staggered releases, some ricey bursts.
And you know,
think Rush.
That could be a good call. Honestly, you know, 1.5 minutes long. If we think back to the map that was just played, right? A couple early drops from Indonesia. And you can imagine, you know, if the map ended halfway through that last map, then Russia would have been the ones in the lead.
Yep.
So perhaps banking on maybe Indonesia finding a couple of early drops in this map. And if Russia manages to hold the combo through it, that could be all they need to be able to win a point here.
Well, here we go with the fourth map in this match. We'll see if Russia's strategy changing things up will be giving them a point. We'll have to see though once the density starts to pick up. Does appear that Indonesia will be getting the lead. Mage getting a very massive drop there. Like, remember, these staggered releases and mini rice bursts are not exactly the easiest to get some act on.
Yeah, these are absolutely brutal. Even on OD5, this is insane to try and act, and we do see the act lead definitely in Indonesia's favor right now. Still with the 2 full combos.
Raise.
That was a strange miss from Raze, but it is something that is much needed for Russia right now. And another miss. It's going to help them out a little bit more, but the problem still stands. Onto Bikasi's accuracy, 99.7.
There's still that one of those very wacky sections here. Mage getting yet another drop, so that's going to get Indonesia's lead ahead just a tad bit more. Again, this is a super short pick. It's about to end in a few seconds, and does appear that Indonesia will be picking up their 4th point.
Yeah, and they did get a couple of misses from Indonesia like they wanted, but unfortunately Russia weren't able to hold on to the combos themselves completely. Karay's with a very impressive full combo, but just no one on the Russian side managing to match onto Bikasi's accuracy. That's where the problems come from.
Wow, onto Bikasi's 200 count. That is impressive for a chart.
I mean, the
like
ratio
this
as well. That's like a 1-to-6, 1-to-7 ratio from onto Bikasi, which, I mean, this is not a map that, like, ratio should not be on your mind when you're playing this map.
At least, like, getting some basically full comboing the chart might be like the best priority you could have on this chart. But wow.
That's another breakpoint. 4-0 Indonesia in a really good position in this match so far, and they get the next pick. There's 2 LN maps up. There's 1 hybrid if they want to go for that, but I feel like LN is probably more of the safer option. Never mind. There are no rules when the teams are picking whatever they want.
I guess they're trying to, like, it's a lighter chord stream. I guess they're, like, once they saw what they're seeing from Russia's performances, maybe they're starting to get a bit more confident. Maybe just changing things up, like just showing, like, we don't need the LN picks or something like that. Who knows?
I mean, maybe just saying that Indonesia has the better accuracy, which they have been so far in this match. And, you know, if Indonesia have the better accuracy, then they might just be good to pick the maps they're most comfortable comboing, right? If Indonesia can pull off a full combo, then it will be extremely hard for Russia to be able to win a point.
We'll have to see if that theory holds. Buka will be going in for Karay's in this map. Still no substitutions from the Indonesian side. Hopefully my memory isn't failing me.
No, it has been onto Bikasi and Raze the entire match so far.
Also, like, speaking of just going a bit off tangent for a bit, like, the artist's name, I think it took me a while to like figure out how the artist's name is read. Apparently it's Rocco Denashi from the notes
yeah.
I've had.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. Like the way that you know, Japan has like multiple ways of saying numbers.
Yep.
And unfortunate. Wait, hang on.
Onto Bikasi as well.
No, onto.
That's weird.
Was it both of them? Or was it only onto Bikasi? I think Buka's might have been just a client one. I think onto Bikasi's was the real one. Hard to say when the combos are going up this fast.
Yeah.
But either way, it is going to be a very small early act lead, it looks like, towards Indonesia, but not by a whole lot. Russia are very close here, although Mage drops a few 200s there on that pattern.
And actually dropping them to below 99.2 as well, just carrying, but is trying to pull it up just a tad bit. They're back at 99.2, but like the Indonesian accuracies, like you see at 99.7, 99.6. The only what like Buka's the only one really keeping up with both Indonesian accuracies as it stands. Because already at 99.8, if my eyes are not deceiving me. Mage continually recovering that accuracy though.
There's definitely 99.8 there. Mage, finding a drop there at the halfway point of the map. 99.1%. This is still a large, well, not that large accuracy lead for Indonesia, but it is an accuracy lead nonetheless. Buka for now is keeping up with Raze in terms of the accuracy and the full combo.
There's still quarter of the chart remaining. A few more of these chord streams remaining. Team Indonesia has to be careful and still maintain these. Buka and Raze dropping their combos, so no more full combos left in this lobby. But because he's still carrying that very big combo at 99.83% accuracy. Super impressive there from Ontabikasi, as we've seen from them the entire match.
Oh my, you just reminded me. Yeah, this is a miss at the start of the map from Ontabikasi, isn't it? With this accuracy,
yep.
That's crazy.
Yep. Who knows? That might be a V1 double S without the miss.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okay, 1 to 11. That ratio is. That is insane. That is just crazy to be getting that. And actually, Raze is not that far off as far as the ratio goes. This is some extreme act coming out from Indonesia on a map like this. This is exactly why they picked this instead of one of the LN picks. Although, it could have been pretty close. Russia's accuracy, honestly, I feel like if Russia didn't find those unfortunate misses, it would have been a very close score overall between the two teams.
They weren't really that far from them. Like maybe in an alternate universe, there might be some changes. But anyways, Team Russia will be picking the Core Jack pick as a possible.
We've got like a left-right split.
Yeah.
On that map pool selection screen. The blue, yeah, all the blue maps are on the left, all the red maps are on the right.
That
Teams
is
are trying to connect 6 as fast as they can.
That's a very beautiful screen right there. Anyways, back to where we were.
Yeah, the Jack pick coming out here, the Cord Jack being picked by Russia, so they're the one picking into this. You would have to expect Russia have some kind of comfort on this in some way or another.
Well, I mean, we've seen Russia really carrying some accuracy as well. Like, they're not really that far from Indonesia. It's just a matter of like making sure they're consistent enough to even maintain it. Because like we've seen Otapikasi, we've seen Raze like just perform very well the entire match.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even though Russia probably can't match up to Ontabikasi's accuracy as we've seen throughout this match, they can definitely get close enough, especially in a pick like this. I feel like they can tie or even beat Raze, and that would turn it into kind of just like a one-miss game if Indonesia slip up at all. Russia will definitely be there to be able to take the lead. We'll have to see how this turns out.
You did mention misses, and this is that one chart. Since the core jacks are a bit more spread out, it's actually quite easy to get a few misses here.
Both teams out the gates. The ratio game is on point for all these players right now. Korea's actually dropping in accuracy a little bit, down to 99.6. That's going to give Indonesia the slight accuracy advantage for now. Buka actually holding his own against both Ontabikasi and Raze, all three of them around that 99.9% range.
Raze dropping to that 99.4. Basically, the difference we've been seeing between these two teams.
Korea's actually hitting really early.
Yeah, that is extremely early there from Korea's. you don't really want to be hitting early in the core jack pick because like the 300s are like a very massive score penalty in a chart where accuracy matters the most. Odbikasi still, and Buka as well, carrying the only 99.9s in this multiplayer room race, kind of dropping up to 99.79. Oh wow, this is super impressive from both of these players on the upper half of the screen.
Yeah, this is some extreme ratio battles going on.
Was there a 200 from Buka's side though?
Potentially. Oh, that's a miss. And that's basically going to decide it. It's at the very end of the map. Even a miss.
As well following that up.
Unfortunate double miss there from Russia. Indonesia manages to hold on to both of these full combos.
Time to see how many regular 300s Ontabikasi has obtained as Indonesia will be advancing to the next round.
102 and 148 for Buka. These are definitely ratios that exist. Some of the ratios of all time.
What is it, 20, basically, approximately?
Yeah.
What are the ratios of all time? Yeah, they're very good at the game.
Congratulations to Indonesia, though. Definitely an extremely strong performance. Unfortunately for Russia, they are eliminated from the tournament here in the quarterfinals, but they did have a lot to show for themselves in this tournament. Even, I mean, making the top 16 in the first place is a massive achievement, given a lot of those teams that didn't qualify at all.
And it's the victors, Team Indonesia, who will be advancing to next weekend and hope to live another round. But again, as what we've mentioned, teams in the losers bracket will be having one heck of a task to try to survive and reach as far as they could to go the distance.
Yep, there are no easy matches out there, even for Indonesia, who is going to continue. I'm looking at the bracket just about now, and they're going to be versing the loser of, I believe, China and the United States. And both of those teams sound absolutely terrifying to face. So exciting matches all around for the rest of this tournament, pretty much.
Like a lot of these remaining matches as well for this round are practically must-watches if you want to know the entire story of this World Cup. But as it stands, we have one match in 22 minutes, which will be Argentina and Thailand.
Of course, that one is actually going to be another losers bracket match as well, I believe. So one of those teams is also going to be eliminated from the tournament very soon. So stick around. Make sure you check this one out because it is also going to be an exciting one to watch. And we will see you again in 20 minutes just about.
Hello everyone! Welcome to this match of the Oceania 7K World Cup 2023 between Argentina and Thailand. If I'm not mistaken, this is a loser's bracket match, so whoever is going to lose here is going to be eliminated. Once again, I'm Solo Scales, your commentator for this match. So I really do think this is an interesting match, with the fact that a team like Thailand is in loser's bracket early. Because as far as I know, Thailand is known to be one of the stronger forces really in 7K. I mean, that really goes to show how much the scene has improved in years. And even though Thailand doesn't really have some of its players back, like I don't see Harlem Shake anymore, or I'm pretty sure Nima is also not here, or they probably changed name. But despite all that, they were still able to pull through and still get a pretty high seed. And as for Argentina, they had a pretty nice showing as well. However, now both of these teams are fighting for their lives here. If I were Argentina, I think I would certainly ban something like long note oriented, and Thailand I think could ban the easiest rice pick. At least I think that's the best way to go through things. And joining me in the commentary booth is going to be Surf285. Hello there, sir. How are you doing today?
Hello. Just got called.
Yeah. Look, I wasn't ready to like solo commentate this, so I would definitely love your help.
Well, it does appear that actually, you know what? Let me get my push to talk ready for a sec. Don't carry on.
All right. Sounds good. But like I said a while ago, I would think Argentina should ban an alien-oriented pick, and Thailand should ban the easiest rice. Because when it comes to the lower-seeded teams, definitely the best choice of banning would be the ones that they could physically play. So I think Gypsophilia makes sense as a ban for Thailand. And as for Argentina, banning Fuzzy Navel, which I'm not sure which one it is.
A weird ban from Argentina, I suppose. It's a weird ban from Argentina, I suppose, because like, yeah, I do know that Fuzzy Naval isn't exactly the most straightforward rice pick in this pool, but like, who knows really? It might be just because like Argentina isn't really confident with that pick. So if there's any of like the wackier rice picks, I would have expected Milan to be the one being banned, but who knows? Maybe these teams just know more than we do. Also, just to note that Gypsophilia is like the speed pick. Like, it's a super hard pick to basically score on. It kind of makes sense for Thailand to ban it. Though I do hope that like Thailand should be able to lean towards their LN side, towards the LN side of the pool as well. And that would have been, I think that would have been like one of the better strategies they would have had against Spain last weekend. Oh man. We'll have to see though. Argentina getting the first pick, and we'll be seeing reincarnation immediately going for the core jack pick.
Oh, interesting. I mean, like what I've been saying, I was thinking Thailand would ban something like this because this isn't really the fastest. Like when it comes to core jacks, they're not exactly the fastest maps, but they require you to have a lot of coordination. But then again, the point that I'm trying to make is that this isn't the fastest map. So teams like Argentina would definitely be able to capitalize on something like this. That's if they're able to hold combos, however. Because if you are going to lose your focus, you will be dropping 50s, which is really, really bad and could make it drop accuracy really fast.
And here's the thing with LN picks, core jack picks in 7K. Like, yeah, this is a different kind of core jack over Rain from the round of 16. This is a bit more spread out. You're going to see less anchors here. And also, like, yeah, you did mention the BPM, but then you have to note in 7K, like, even as little as like a 3 BPM change is the difference between playable and impossible.
That is true. And if I'm mistaken, so Rain is Rice 3 in the previous pool as well. So the thing is, when I was looking at their team scores, Argentina is actually like 13,000 points behind Thailand on a map like that. So I guess it's not too big of a difference, but it should still give you an idea that Thailand has an advantage. But as I say that,
Christina is kind of struggling immediately with these spread out core jacks. Leoncat and Lucas actually holding on very well, both carrying 99.89%. Also, just noting, Lucas is carrying the mirror mod, Lost School also carrying similar accuracies as the Argentinian players. It's just that Christina really struggled with these core jacks in general.
that's true. And I think it's 6 misses in a row. That is very unfortunate. Lost School is holding the highest accuracy, yes, but Leoncat is not too far behind, and so is Lucas. I get that the highest player is on Thailand's side, but overall team performance is really what matters more. And I think this is what Argentina was targeting. Thailand may have had an advantage, but quarterfinals is when things start to get a little bit more spicy when it comes to physicality or something.
Well, Christina really struggling now with these ladder-like core jacks, going into more of these like very heavy stuff, like we're seeing doubles to quads. Lucas getting the first combo break in the Argentinian side. Leoncat the only full combo left. Like the only full combo left in the Argentinian side. Lost School also the other only full combo in this lobby. Leoncat dropping, unfortunately. Lost School now the only full combo left. I'm not sure if that's a commentary curse, but I'd rather not mention it.
I mean,
Lost
yeah, it's
School,
true, but
really impressive form.
yeah, Lost School is performing out of his mind. 99.9 on a core jack map requires you to have maximum focus and whatnot. Proving how proficient he is, really, but like that's what you expect from someone who's been really good in the scene for like a lot of time already. I'm pretty sure they've been really good for like
Oh,
7
that's a
years.
V1 double S at 137 300s. But it won't
Goodness.
matter because Argentina's team score is so high. Like the score gap between Argentina and Thailand. Kind of really proving the difference for this pick.
My goodness, that's true. Like, looking at the average ratios, Argentina has a better average ratio. If you were to add the 300 counts, it would be lower than Christina's 300 count, which is why I think Argentina really took the cake there. But hey, then again, 1-0. That's not too bad. I mean, better to lose points early on than to lose them on the most critical parts of the match. Though I would argue that getting the first point is setting the tone for the rest of the match. So I think this is still pretty critical on its own right.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see though. Based on how the rest of the match plays out, especially with how the pools are going to be set up, and we'll be seeing Rice 2 for no reason being picked by Thailand. So kind of like an all Rice strategy going for both of these teams. Like ban Rice, pick Rice.
Wait, I just realized
wonder. Yep.
something, sir. If you're picking Rice, like there's only 4 Rice picks left, right? I mean, like overall, even counting the previous one, there's 4 Rice picks that were left after the 2 bans. So I'm thinking, what if Thailand is like running out the Rice picks, so Argentina has lesser chances to be more comfortable later on. Especially if Thailand is confident that they can take this pick. I think it's a really good strategy overall.
Now that you mentioned that, you just reminded me of that Philippines versus China match back in the 2019 Oceania 7K World Cup, like the winners bracket finals there. Team Philippines basically going for the like the roundabout way of making sure they get to tiebreaker, like, or at least force one of the picks that didn't favor China. That's one angle that you could view this. But then we go back to last week. This is early, like this is recent. Last week for Thailand, Spain. I mean, everybody knew that was like practically an all Rice battle. Right?
that is
And we all knew what happened there. But we'll have to see though. I mean, if the trajectory remains the same, like the trajectory, like all Rice a pick. Obviously, we'll be seeing some noodle action. Like the only question is if we're going to see pure noodles or, noodles with like carbs on carbs hybrids.
That's true. Although at least for me, what really makes me a little worried is if Argentina is able to keep keep it up when it comes to maps like this because I kind of worry that Argentina might fall off very early on. I mean, that's a trend really for the lower seeded teams. Like, you kind of expect that to happen. And I know that Thailand isn't too far from the seed range that Argentina has. But regardless, Argentina is still the lower seeded team. So that's still, I think, a concern worthy to be raised.
You have to note that again, for those who don't know, for no reason is the denser of the chord stream picks in this pool. And here's the thing about this pick, like the focus on the hand bias switches from one hand to the other. Like at one point at the start, you'll feel like your right hand is being strained, and then at another point your left hand is the one being strained. It basically alternates until it transitions to like a full-on bracket stream. And it does appear that we are seeing a very small score gap between these two teams. Scores are practically flickering, but Thailand does appear that they have a slight advantage, especially with Leoncat getting 200s before this break section. And here we go.
I mean, the lead is this close, mainly because of Christina's act being lower by a sizable margin between both Leoncat and Otense. But Lost School's act is what's giving them the lead.
Ooh.
That's a
break from Leoncat, so that will be giving Thailand some leeway. Like just enough space to start stretching just a tad bit. Lost School impressively still carrying the 99.82-83 if my eyes are not failing me. Christina just holding on to that massive combo. Like there's still 3 full combos left in this multiplayer room. Christina just the accuracy being the problem, but still, like that's still super impressive to maintain that quite sizable combo.
Yeah, that's true. But
Leoncat is actually recovering. Oh, never mind. And also following up, so a full reset from Argentina, and that gives Thailand a bit more room to breathe. Might be it for Thailand grabbing their first point in this match.
Wow, that was. I feel like if Thailand held those full combos, they would have. I mean, if Argentina held those full combos, they would have probably won that because they were both holding a 99, and Christina was getting lower and lower as time progressed. But that FC from Christina really was the reason why Thailand won this, and not to mention Lost School with another V1SS. Just the consistency from Lost School has really been giving Thailand their chances of taking points, really.
Now it will be Team Argentina's turn to pick. And now here's the thing. Milan is not that straightforward. I guess if they're going for like the more straightforward race picks, Aratanaru Ketsui is probably more preferred pick unless they have other ideas that us commentators are not aware of.
Why not go for the rice-oriented hybrid? I mean, I don't know. I really feel like Thailand intentionally picked for no reason to run out the rice picks that Argentina could have. I mean, I get that there's LNs when it comes to hybrids, but you gotta pay attention to what's left on your picks and what's gonna give you the advantage. Because I fear the long notes might not be that favorable on the Argentinian side.
Well, I guess they could offer Shunohazama, as you mentioned. I mean, it's basically the most straightforward there. Oh, okay, never mind. They are going to be picking the LN coordination pick. We're going to be seeing Nocturne.
Oh wow, this is surprising to me in my opinion, really.
Right. Okay, so right now we've seen basically 2 rice picks remain. We would have expected maybe all rice picks until all of those are exhausted, and then Argentina just suddenly steers the match towards the noodly side. And it's on a chart as well that we haven't seen on stream yet for this round. Nocturne, Nocturne is the LN coordination pick, so this is where like your finger independence gets tested. Super easy to miss if you're not paying enough attention.
I mean, that's coordination for you. But like, I guess coordination would make sense it's definitely better than picking the LN density. Like when I think of Thailand, I would think they're really good when it comes to those kinds of maps. Like the Orujami density maps, I think that's where Thailand really shines on.
But it would really depend on Lost School, on Christina, on how they'll be performing on that chart. Because like Lost School, you can be confident in their performance. Like no questions about that. It's a matter of whether Christina is able to cover what's left because you don't really want to rely on the opponents to be committing mistakes on their end as well. Obviously, you want them to happen if you're that kind of if you're one of the players, but you don't want to count on it.
Yeah, that's true. Gotta put in the work. I mean, this
Especially
is
on a chart like this.
Yeah, chart like this is very, very chokeable. I gotta say, like, when it comes to long notes, when they're very slow, they just make you a lot more anxious rather than being confident and being able to hit a lot. And oh, Christina already dropping the first
drop.
Alright, so here's the thing. Lucas and Lost School are battling at each other. Leon Cat and Christina is the difference right now. Like Christina's drop was essentially the reason why Argentina has the lead, but Leon Cat has to hold it on because Lucas is definitely matching Lost School as of this moment.
Yep, any mistake from Leon Cat's side will not be helping them, but Christina getting a drop them will allow Argentina some room to breathe. So as it stands, it does appear that this LN coordination pick is working out for the Argentinians. A full wipe on the Argentinian combos. Both players missing. Christina also trading some of them. So basically, like the amount of accuracy drop for Argentina isn't really that much to affect things, especially with Christina also dropping. So it's still on their end. But they don't really want to drop, especially that there's still quarter of the chart remaining.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I mean, we did see a full team wipe from Argentina, yeah, but Christina's drops have essentially traded each and every ounce of opportunity that Thailand has. So I guess I stand correct. It looks like the long nut coordination really works well for Argentina. And right now, it's paying dividends. This was a risk they really had to take. And now, it's just showing that LN coordination really goes to Argentina. Lost School's score is amazing, yeah, but again, team score is much more important than the individual performance. Is that another V1SS? Yes, it is.
V1SS. Lost School, like your scores are so beautiful. Like, wow. But yeah, as you mentioned, team scores do matter in a World Cup setting. And Argentina is proving to be able to do just enough to grab the point. And Thailand has the opportunity to tie it up yet again and make this into a virtual best of 7. I'm just not sure what they'll be picking this time around.
That is true. And wait, I forgot to mention.
Yep.
Forgot to mention, but I think that was a zero miss run from Argentina as a team, right? Like, yeah, there were cover breaks, but that was zero misses.
Yeah, you just wow. Nice.
That's actually really impressive because I get that there were cover breaks, yes, but the fact that you had zero misses essentially proves that releasing them a little bit later or earlier could have made a big difference in seeing who's the more consistent LN team as a whole.
And here we go, Thailand going for the density LN pick. Dive with you. 100% pick rate with the 3 matches that we have seen tonight or today or wherever you are in the world. So let's just call it today.
Yeah, let's just call it today. Or honestly, wait. One thing that really surprises me is I haven't seen players like Ken Z in this match yet. Like I would have thought this is the map that Ken Z would probably shine on, like LN density and whatnot. But I guess it's not.
Like, yeah, and pretty much no substitutions on the Thailand side. as it stands. So we are seeing some shift in the Argentinian side where we're going to see Greedom coming in for Leon Cat.
I actually haven't seen Greedom yet as a 7K player, but if Greedom is subbing in for Leon Cat, then that probably signifies that Greedom's long note ability is better than what Leon Cat has to offer when it comes to these kinds of maps. So that should definitely be interesting. But
I mean, you have to note like density picks like this, like you can sort of play them as Rice, maybe, or I mean, obviously accuracy will take a hit if you do that. Though, as you mentioned, like their long note ability might be enough. It might also be that they're a bit more confident on hitting denser patterns.
that's
Like
true.
this is a very different pick from Nocturne.
So I guess it could be implied that Greedom might be the player for picks that are faster, denser, but when it comes to coordination pick, I guess Leon Cat is the choice to make for Argentina. And they definitely know that. So it's really nice to see that players are really able to strategize. So right now, Thailand has a slight advantage, but it's still very early on. As Christina already dropped some accuracy, that's really been the difference this whole match. It's how the second player or the top player is really just battling against the other player on the right side.
Everyone's still getting full combos in this multiplayer room. Christina holding on very well, albeit that accuracy really kind of taking a hit. It's really lost school. Like that 99.7, making sure that Thailand still has the lead. As long as Christina still maintains that full combo, though, Thailand is doing just enough.
But that's true. Greedom matching
There's still the second half, which is easier to choke.
Yeah, that's true. But wait a second, Lost School!
Lost School is the one who choked.
That's
characteristic.
Yeah, I was about to say that, but hey, Christina drops as well, but Greedom trades it back.
Greedom also trades that. No, Luke, scores are flickering. Luke, Thailand just having a little bit of a breathing room. Lucas still at below 99%, Lost School above 99%, so that does mean Thailand is still maintaining the lead. There's still quite a lot of discharge remaining.
Yeah, you did say the second half is more chokeable. You did say second half is more chokeable.
Getting a drop.
Another one
with a second one. Will Argentina be able to pull this lead back to their side? Thailand trying to keep that lead on their end.
Oh my god, goodness, wait a minute!
It's super close!
Wait a second, no way! That was
the
so
ending
close!
Note?
Wait! Oh, they hit it!
Argentina grabs the third point.
Oh my goodness, that's the first break point. I think the MVP here has to be Lucas. I know that Lost School and Greedom have higher scores, but Lucas holding that full combo was essential. That was so essential to Argentina. Like, yes, highest one count in the lobby, but if they missed once, the lead on Thailand's side would have been a lot bigger.
Oh, man.
Man. That was so impressive from both teams, but that was so close. And now Argentina has the charge, has the baton to take another pick of their own. I don't know what they should go for though. But considering
I just got the number. The lead Argentina had on that pick was just 1144. 1144 points separating those two teams. Like that difference, like that full combo really doing enough.
Yeah, that was... It reminded me of that one match. Like, it was a 4K match, yeah, but there was a player in this release map named Dance of Salamandora. That team would have lost it but the one player with the 98% accuracy held the full combo and it was enough to make them win. And now Argentina just pushing through, keeping that consistency, which is definitely more than enough for LN picks like that. And now they're going for another long note picks. Now that you know that you're won 2 LN picks in a row, why not go for another one? I like this strategy actually.
That is a very aggressive strategy and a strategy I I very much like, as you mentioned, Mage of Violet arguably is one of the easier LN picks physically. Like obviously this kind of borrows a bit more of a density, but you combine some more of the coordination, more of the releases. And yes, this is exactly a mixed LN pick in this pool. So I guess Argentina is just trying to transition from like the denser picks, like maybe trying to measure up whether like is it also safe to maybe picking Jirokoji no Hitoritabi. If I memorize that title correctly, LN1 later on in this match once they get the picks on their end. Obviously, there's also the hybrids. I mean, who knows? Though it does appear that we are going to be seeing the first substitution from the Thailand side. We're going to be seeing Natsurio going in for Christina.
That's true. And I honestly think substitutions are needed. Christina would definitely need some breaks, in my opinion. And Natsurio is certainly going to be a good choice. Like you just really need a break, no matter what kind of player you are. Like personally, I have also been subbed out, and like I think taking breaks is very important, especially in a tournament match.
Yeah, it gives you a little room to breathe, maybe recollect yourself, especially if you're having like a bit of a bad run. Like it does help your psyche. Anyways, here we go with Mage of Violet. Will there any be magic in this pick for any of these teams?
I get the reference. Well, imagine if it's a tie, then it would truly be Violet, right? Because you mix red and blue, what you get?
Okay, let's carry on. Team Thailand and Team Argentina trading the lead pretty much. I mean, that's kind of expected early on into a chart. It does appear that Thailand has a bit of an accuracy advantage, which we haven't really seen throughout the start from the previous picks. But Natsurio kind of breaking my line of thought there with those consecutive misses. So that does mean Argentina will be picking up the lead.
What really concerns me is the second player from Thailand, really, because Law School has certainly been ahead of the Argentinian side by a lot. But once again,
getting a miss.
Yeah, there you go. That could be the catalyst for something.
Trading, though. Trades favor the team in the lead, so Argentina will still be maintaining that. Greedom and Natsurio kind of struggling hitting those 16-bit reverting stairs.
That's true, but who's struggling more? Well,
yeah, they're just trading.
Yeah, they're just
both of them are just trading. Lucas and Law School performing very well, and obviously Law School with that 99.64. What the heck is Law School doing?
If you were to average like the accuracies from each team,
Greedom getting yet another drop, and here we go. Thailand starting to get a taste of that lead, going into the halfway point of the start.
Here's the thing, if you were to average out both accuracies from Thailand and Argentina, I think Argentina has the lead by the slightest margins. But I wouldn't be surprised if Thailand would be like almost the same, if not a little better. Although, wait a second, looks like the lead is going back to Argentina.
Yeah, especially with Natsurio getting a drop on that 16-bit release section. I hope I'm getting my O2 Jam terms right on these noodles. Pretty sure that's 16-bit, but anyways, Argentina trying to stretch that lead as we enter the final quarter of this chart.
And here's the thing, Argentina has 1 FC to Thailand's 1, but the reason why they have the lead right now is Greedom's able to hold on. Never mind!
Well, never mind.
Oh,
and there you go, Thailand again pulling Natsurio and Greedom trading misses. Lucas dropping the full combo. Law School, the only full combo left in this multiplayer room, does mean that Thailand will be having quite the opportunity to get their second point. Law School just needs to maintain this very impressive score now. As it stands, it does appear that Thailand might be sticking to this status now. Hopefully Natsurio holds on.
That's a scary thing. Natsurio really has to hold on, but Greedom trades it back.
Greedom, we trade.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The trades do favor the team in the advantage, and I think that's it.
And there you go. Thailand, second point.
Oh my goodness. This is shaping to be a tiebreaker potential match, and what an insane score by Law School once again. It's that performance by Law School that's giving everything. Like, if you were to put the highest score in Argentina's side on the team of Thailand, Argentina would be winning by like 13,000 points or something. So that tells you how far ahead Law School really is.
So now, if you're Thailand, what are you going to pick? Okay, so let's break this down for a bit. Arata no Riketsui, it's a double stair chord stream, super light. And we saw Thailand pick for no reason, which is the denser of the chord stream picks, which was brackety. I mean, like, I guess like there might be some merit for Thailand to pick Arata no Riketsui. Melan is Melan, super wacky chart. We haven't seen it on stream. Hopefully we see it at some point. Though I'm not sure if this is the right time to even touch that. Now for LN1, you have Jurakojin of Toritabi. The release pick, which honestly might be one of the safer picks. It's like, I'd argue it's like the easiest to fall combo among all of these charts in this pool.
Well, I guess I could agree with that, but like, I'm not sure if this applies to 4K as well, as to 7K as well. But in 4K, sometimes you could pick the high.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Wait,
Thailand's going to pick
they're picking
LN1.
for LN? Yeah, okay, so that's
LN1.
that's an interesting choice. Because as I was saying a while ago, I'm not sure if this applies 7K as well, but in 4K you could pick one of the hybrids so that you won't be able to reveal that much information on how good of a team is on Rice and LNs and just have like a balanced overview of how they could do. I was thinking that could have been a choice right now, but I guess exhausting the last LN pick available could be a better option. Because if you think about it, now Argentina has lost one LN point. So this could be shaky in their favor. As I think they could really use this to gain momentum back.
I mean, it's kind of a fair assessment. I mean, it does apply to this context as well for 7K. Like, I mean, obviously I did also play competitively on 4K. But like, the thing about the hybrid picks in this pool, like, they're not that straightforward at all. I mean, you have hybrid 1, which is like super chord streamy. Basically is like a chord stream where practically like some of them are LNs, just like double triple chords. Then you have hybrid 2, which is like super technical. Like, you have staggered releases, quite heavy rice bursts that are super easy to choke on. And the third one, which is polyrhythmic stairs. And obviously LN releases to boot. It's kind of a hard call to make, because this chart, at least for LN1, is like kind of different. You have these releases that are put like 1/4, like a fourth note. I don't know, quarter note. Wait, a quarter note is a beat. A 16th note more than the what you'd expect a release would be put in. Obviously, there's some staccato LNs scattered in this chart as well as chords. Yeah, not the most straightforward chart.
Yeah, and so putting Leoncat back in. Wait a second. So now Argentina is making an interesting swap, putting out Lucas altogether, which I would think is an interesting choice. I thought Lucas was like Argentina's strongest 7K player overall, but hey, I guess sometimes you gotta make sub-wins as well for stuff like this. And if Giram and Leoncat are the more proficient ones when it comes to awkward time signature LNs, then this is the choice to make for Argentina. As for Thailand, we're not gonna be seeing no Christina yet. Looks like they're still waiting for the opportunity to let them back in. But right now, Argentina's having the lead based off of Natsurio's act being on the 98th range, while Argentina on the 99.5 range. Just very, very balanced overall.
I mean, like, this chart is super easy to combo overall. Like, Act is another story, though it does appear that both Argentinian players are carrying that 99.6, which is super impressive. Law School obviously ahead with that 99.7. So it does appear that the substitutions do make sense for Argentina. I mean, from what I've observed from Lucas, like, we're seeing Lucas basically carry on the combo end, not necessarily on the Act, and then Young and Ritam are doing just enough. But as it stands, the lead is getting super close, especially with Leoncat and Ritam struggling with these releases. Law School and Natsurio having just enough accuracy to pull the score gap to their end. So this chart is not yet over. Just a few more moments left. But these releases are not getting any easier. Like the score gap is still pulsing. Thailand is just doing just enough.
That's true. The reason why Thailand has a lead is Natsurio's increasing their accuracy. Wait a second!
Natsurio! Wait a minute!
That
Oh,
was
no,
so
not-
brutal! That is brutal! Argentina dropped a lot of 200s, opening the door for Thailand to take, but it looks like this is going to backfire for Thailand after all.
And those were LN breaks as well. Not even misses. That is brutal.
Yeah, that
That
was
is
so
absolutely brutal.
Look, if you were to total the 200 count, that would be 28 on Thailand's side and 30 on Argentina's side. And the 100s also favored Thailand from 3 to 1. And look at the ratios. This would have been Thailand's win if it weren't for those 250s. That is so unfortunate for Thailand.
Though this also plays into Argentina's strategy as well, because like there's only the rice picks remaining. They might be expecting Christina to go back in or the rice, probably. Who knows? And obviously, there's also the hybrids as well. They might be aware that Thailand's second player might be prone to choking, and these hybrid picks are not exactly the friendliest to chokers.
Yeah, that's true. I'm honestly surprised with the pace of this match right now. Like, both teams are just doing amazing. But the way that the maps end, it like you can just see that they really just boil down to some patterns that were overheld or underheld, really.
I will have to see what Argentina is going to be picking. A part of me doesn't want them to pick rice. They probably have to go hybrid. Maybe even abuse like the choke and pick hybrid 2 remorse. Also the shortest pick in the pool as well, which is kind of posing themselves to a risk as well. But I'd say it might be a risk worth it. Who knows?
That's true. I mean, at the end of the day, risks are a must. Like, you have to take risks eventually. You did say that, at least in our discussions, like, too little risks will rid you of the opportunities that are possible, but too much of it would just let it go away to the other side and would make you off track. So I think Argentina just has to pick which is the best map to risk, in my opinion. I think it's probably a hybrid at this point. But
Oh no, Argentina has. Oh, there
Wait
you
a
go.
second.
Aratan Riketsui. Ooh. Like, taking that long to get the pick in might be a sign as well that Argentina might have probably exhausted their more straightforward options as well.
I'm gonna be
However,
honest.
you're a team captain. You're a team captain in the World Cup. Like, what would be your decision in a time like this?
Honestly speaking, I would have probably picked one of the hybrids. Because if you think about it, the only reason why we won one rice was because one of the players was missing a lot, right? And considering that, and also the fact that we won, let's say I'm in Argentina's position right now, and considering the fact that we won 3 long notes, why not pick something that has a lot of long notes and a lot of chokeable rice picks to target Thailand's weakness in that area? That's my analysis for this. But
Yeah,
But the thing
we'll have to see if that holds though, because
one-
this isn't exactly the most choky kind of pick though. Well, kind of never mind though, as Natsurio getting a very early drop.
That is really unfortunate. The thing that really makes me a little bit afraid is the fact that Argentina took a while. Like, I really hope this isn't just an emergency pick. Like, they were not confident with that. And Leoncat dropping once is probably gonna swing it over to Thailand, but I guess the accuracy advantage is just giving Argentina the... Well, never mind. The blue bar is now going to Thailand, after all.
I mean, as long as Natsurio holds on to this combo, it might be, and let Law School do basically the rest of the work. Like, Thailand is able to get some of that, get that lead more to their end. Obviously, it's kind of pulsing, especially with Argentina trying to fight back. Like, they're doing all they could, especially with Leoncat having the combo disadvantage as well over from Natsurio. So, like, Thailand's still doing enough of a job, especially now that we're halfway through the chart and the streams here get a bit more, just a tad bit more abrasive after this break section. So now, a bit of a breather.
Right now, I mean, the difference is that the FC that Argentina has is a lot lower.
Okay, they trade.
It's a trade. But I don't know, but that miss really could have hurt Thailand even more. If one more drop happens, that would unfortunately be switching over to Argentina, but the patterns are looking to be comfortable for everyone so far. And right now, a little bit
actually carrying very impressive. Youngcat is carrying very impressive accuracy. Natsurio has to hold on, and they do. Thailand grabbing their third point. Also, wow, three 300s. Law School.
I mean,
Yeah,
what can we say?
yeah.
Wait,
That is one of the scores of all time.
don't tell me Law School has taken the MVP in like literally every map.
Yeah. Yeah. You just mentioned that. You just mentioned the fact.
That's just insane. Like the consistency that Law School has really been giving Thailand their shots. The door of opportunity is still open. Yes, they were down 4-1, right? Were they down 4-1?
Ooh, what?
Wait a
Thailand is
second.
going to be picking remorse. Oh man, this is getting weird. This is getting weird.
All right, what kind of hybrid is this map?
Like, from what I remember from the sheets, this is more classified as the technical hybrid. But what I
Alright.
call this, but like the I think the more appropriate term for this, at least in this context, this is the wacky hybrid. You have like staggered long note releases. Said earlier, you also have like these ricey bursts that are not exactly easy to hit, and they come in as like reverse shields. So yeah, not exactly the easiest to go through.
That's true, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of this pick. You did say that this is the wacky hybrid, right? And considering that Thailand's second player has a weakness in accuracy, why would you pick something that targets the like accuracy range even more? If it's wacky and technical and whatsoever, then the accuracy portion is gonna be hard.
Were they trying to rely on maybe like one of Argentina's players missing early on or some point? Because like this map is super short. Like it's barely a TV size. Barely a TV size map. Greedom will be going in for Argentina. So
Not surprised. Greedom has been really
Greedom has performed very well. Yeah.
Wait, I just noticed 1 minute and 29 seconds. I did not see that. But
Yeah,
that also means
It's a
that
super short pick.
okay. Here's the thing. I think the best way for Thailand to take this is if Natsurio is able to hold up consistency. Because really, the second player in Thailand, I've noticed they've been really, really missing when it matters the most. And in a 1 minute and 29 second map, every second literally counts. You can't just afford a single mistake here because it's gonna be really difficult to hope for the other team to just not commit anything at all.
Also, I think I forgot to mention this kind of plays something like a coordination LN pick as well, given that combo builds up super slow in this chart. So slow combo build up plus TV size drain time.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a deadly combo because, like, again, there's just little opportunity to make mistakes.
Law school
Right.
getting a few 200s early on.
That's kind of like unusual, especially for
I
law
guess.
school. But hey, right now law school has improved their accuracy, and as I've expected, Natsurio is sort of dropping a little bit. But hey, Gridam and Lucas are just consistent. Though law school is still ahead, and wait a minute, this bar has been violently shaking.
Oh,
But whoa!
Greedom getting a drop. So that's a very crucial drop there from Greedom. Thailand immediately getting a very massive advantage. That's what I meant. Yeah, obviously they'll be hitting the 400 combo at a fairly decent rate. But again, this is relatively slower combo build up. You don't really want to choke Greedom and Lucas. Doing the thing.
Oh
You
my goodness. Oh
Thailand
man.
on pace to tying this matchup and making this into a virtual best of 3.
Give me a second. Look at Natsurio's act. Like, we've been seeing the whole match that Gridam and Lucas are able to get higher than what the second player in Thailand is able to get. But look at Natsurio right now. This is the reason why Thailand is winning. Natsurio performing at the most important stage, and what a double FC from
There
Thailand.
you go. Wow.
That-
That is a well-timed double FC.
And
That
a
is a well-timed double FC.
200 run from
Yeah.
Thailand. I'm just gonna say it right now. This has got to be a huge morale booster for Thailand.
That is a very huge boost indeed.
And I'm
Now the ball is in Argentina's court. They have the pick. And this will be their final pick of the match as well. The only picks remaining are Hybrid 1, Hybrid 3, and Rice 6.
I don't know. Like, if I were Argentina, I would probably take a timeout. Like, this is the very dangerous position to be in. Wait a second! They're going for Shudo Hazama! Wait a minute. I don't know. I don't know.
Going for it immediately.
I don't know if you agree with me in this, but
So we had the shortest pick and the pool pick earlier.
now
we have the longest non-tiebreaker pick.
Okay, hear me out. Something tells me that this could backfire to Argentina really fast. Because if Thailand wins on another
Christina's
hybrid
going
pick,
in.
wait a second, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
But as I've been saying, if Argentina loses this, then Thailand has no other reason but to pick Hybrid 3. And I think that's bad news if Argentina loses this.
Okay. Hybrid. Okay, just a previous, like, again, I've been mentioning this so many times the entire stream, like even the previous 2 matches. Shuno Hazama is a very chord streamy hybrid. And like, it basically plays like Primatrix from the round of 16 if you made like some of the heavy chords into LNs. Kind of release-ish heavy LNs. So yeah, accuracy will definitely be a factor here, and obviously Christina's form as well.
Yeah, Christina.
Yeah,
I think
that might also be playing into this match.
I think Christina is the player to watch here. Like, we've seen Law School carry the weight. Christina, I think, really has to hold on. And right now, there are some alerts ready to start. Christina dropping some at, but so is Leon Cat. Oh, wait a second. Christina immediately dropping to the 98 range. This is looking to be bad news. But Lucas drops.
Getting an early drop. That's a very early drop, though. There's still enough chart remaining for Argentina to to regain those lost points. But Lost School, on the other hand, making sure that those points lost by Argentina remains lost. What is that accuracy, Lost School?
99.7. I mean, again, average the 2 acts right now, Thailand has the advantage. But I'm really concerned with how all of these players would be able to hold on to the consistency. This is 3 minutes and 42 seconds, so there's a lot of room for error, yes. But each and every part where you drop, and
Leoncat also dropping. Almost full
good.
combos left in the Argentinian side. Still a double FC for Thailand. Christina does appear to have a better form now after that short stint outside of the multiplayer room, maybe getting their nerves out of the way. And Christina is performing very impressively now.
Yeah, but hey, Leoncat and Lucas have higher acts than Christina. Oh, I think that was a 200 and maybe even a 100 drop from Christina, which would definitely give some lead to Argentina. Like, it would pull it back, but hey, the accuracy from Lost School and that full combo from both of them is definitely helping.
Well, Christina unfortunately dropping that full combo, but Lost School still has that accuracy to. Thailand has still Lost School's accuracy to lean on, but a consecutive miss from Christina, getting that score gap.
Oh my goodness!
Score gap smaller. Consecutive misses from Christina.
Yeah, but the lead is the lead hasn't shifted yet, mainly because Argentina's dropping some accuracies as well, and Leoncat finds a drop.
Also dropping a sizable combo.
That's true, but Christina really has to hold on right now. The lead went from pretty sizable to now on a dangerous. This is a dangerous margin right now. Leoncat is approaching the 400 combo cap, so we're about to see the lead not shift too much unless a drop happens. Lucas and Lost School holding those high combos. Leoncat and Christina being the lower accuracy, yes, but the consistency goes to Thailand for now, and that's what's giving it away. Will Argentina...
This is a very tense moments left in the chart.
That's true. And this is where I believe it just gets harder, especially with the stamina factor coming into place. The LS could really be...
maintaining the full combo. Leoncat dropping.
That's really bad.
That Trilly section coming in a few moments from now. Let's see if there will be any drops.
This is really bad. I mean, Christina drops one. But I think that should be it. Unless more drops happen on the Thailand side, I think this should be Argentina's loss. Unfortunately, Thailand is gonna take it 5-4 now. Wow, that was a very clutch performance from Christina overall. Lost School with another clean FC and 990k. Oh my goodness.
And it's advantage Thailand. They will be having the final pick of the match. And Argentina has to force a breakpoint if they want this match to go to tiebreaker.
Yeah, that is just really impressive. Lost School has really been holding it on, which is why they have been really getting their chances to take these victories.
Oh boy. Now, I'd say Hybrid 3 might be the safest pick. I don't like seeing. Okay, personally, I want to see Milan being played on stage. But like, if you're going to put yourself in the shoes, like you just want, in a way, you just want to play safe. Like at least you still have the tiebreaker to fall back to in case. Oh man, this is hard.
I don't know what to pick really. I mean, Hybrid 3 or Rice? Wait, Rice. Oh, Hybrid 3. I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, you want to, safest pick.
You want two hybrids. Why not go for another one?
And here we go for all the marbles. Thailand loses this pick. We go to tiebreaker. Argentina loses this pick. Argentina will have to say goodbye to this World Cup.
I mean, hey, to be fair to Argentina, they put up a great fight against one of the stronger teams in the 7K scene. I think that's a very impressive feat on its own right.
it's just a matter of it's really just a matter of who wants this more.
And I'm sure Argentina really wants this. If I'm not mistaken, this is potentially Argentina's first win on the 7K bracket stage. Potentially. But I could be wrong. I'm just trying to say that if Argentina wins this, I'm sure it would be like really big for their community, especially on 7K.
Definitely. But anyways, this a preview. This pick is super heavy on stair usage, reverse shield usage. I mean, obviously, like, they're comfortable in a way. Like, this is like one of the most fun charts to play in this entire pool. One of the most fun maps in general, like as we've seen throughout this World Cup. But then this isn't exactly the easiest to act. Yeah, OD 7.2, like it's lower OD than usual, but like you have to know this is a hybrid pick. Like OD 7 is kind of high already for Olympics of this density. Act
And-
will be playing into this very well.
You did say density, right? Now I see why they put Greedom, because density is something that Greedom I think had the advantage on really overall.
Yeah, this is a very dense pick. Like, I guess if you could think like Rice 3 if it was turned into hybrid, but then like this is a bit more dynamic though. Like this isn't as straightforward as that. Like yeah, there's a density, but you'll see.
We'll have to see, yes. Both Thailand players have been keeping their consistencies a lot higher. Like they took it up a notch after being down 4-1. But now Argentina. Oh wait a second, Christina!
Christina getting an early drop. That's super early. But the accuracy from Christina is not going to be helping Thailand.
That's true. Lucas and Greedom keeping the consistent act. Lost School's accuracy has not been that proficient as we've seen, but Christina dropping another one. In fact, this is very close to a 97, which is pretty concerning, but they've been increasing that act pretty fast.
Greedom getting a miss, but that doesn't drop them to below 99%. Lucas below 99%, but still holding a full combo. So both players in the lower half of the screen, both holding full combos. Obviously, Lost School has been on that FC streak since the very start of this match.
Oh my goodness, this lead is so close. Both teams have really won it. Like, they really want to see it. They really want to get a tiebreaker. Ross Cool. Oh, Greedom is dropping.
Getting another drop. Christina Greedom trading, and it's Thailand. That will be getting the advantage after the trades. Christina getting yet another drop.
But wait a second, why is the lead not changed? That's very surprising. But Christina drops again. That should be big. Oh my goodness, chat! If you want to see what's gonna happen? Type.
Oh man, this is getting hard to call.
That's so true. Chat, if you want to see a tiebreaker, support Argentina. But if you want to see your team Thailand win, support them as well. It's very close right now. There's literally no lead. Oh my goodness. The long notes and Rice mixing with each other, I think is helping Thailand. But the lead is literally still non-existent. Who is going to take this? My heart is beating really fast right now. Oh my
god,
goodness.
The scores are still flickering. Thailand may just holding on to a tad bit, but Argentina is still pulling it.
Oh my god! Two breaks!
Just like Christina!
Wait a second, are we gonna be seeing a tiebreaker?
Oh my god!
I don't know who's taking it. Wait.
Oh, final times.
Oh,
Thailand wins!
By 420 points! We are denied a tiebreaker by 420 points! That must be so heartbreaking
20 points!
That must be so heartbreaking for Argentina. But wow, what a fight they had.
For this match.
What a fight they had. You gotta admit they put a great fight. That was an amazing fight by Argentina. And like, I'm not sure, I saw the predictions, right? Only 7% of the people put Argentina as winning. And look at how close Argentina went.
Yeah, like, again, this was 420 points away from tiebreaker. Oh my gosh. Like, funny enough, I wasn't even scheduled to commentate this, but I'm not regretting joining in this commentary booth. Congratulations to Thailand for advancing to the next round, to the losers bracket semi-finals. They will be where they will still have quite the journey if they want to go the distance. Props to Argentina for putting up such an amazing fight in this match. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, that was so close. Like, MVP easily lost school, but Argentina fought really hard. Thailand's second player really carried their own weight, and I think that was so big for them.
Definitely big for them. But you know what else is also big? Big
Yep.
for the World Cup? The Oceania 7K World Cup 2023 team support banners are up on the OSIS store. If you want to support the teams that are participating in this World Cup, feel free to visit the OSIS store and purchase the banners. Proceeds will obviously be going to the prize pool if you want to help that portion as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Please buy those banners to support your team. It's gonna have like a really big banner, which indicates how much you really love and support your team. Although right now, I don't think I have that much to say. Do you have anything to say? I am already okay with what I've said already before.
I am quoting a certain person. Lost school did not in fact lose his school. Yeah. Thank you to the person who gave me the idea to say that here on stream.
Oh my goodness. But just stay tuned and hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.